Hello and welcome. I am on pages 79 and 80 in your book today. We'll be going through pages 79 and 80, the homework and the remembering. You'll be working with me on this. I will not do all of them today, but I'll do about half to get you started, and then you will do the remainder on your own, and then jump on the Khan Academy, work on any recommendations I have for you first, and then you can work on anything that you choose on the Khan Academy. So, doing great. Starting on page 79, we have weekly flower heights. Remember, the first thing I always do is I always read the title. That way I know what we're talking about. So we're talking about flower growth over the week. So we have week 1, 2, 3, 4, and then inches. Notice our inches are now in decimals because it's not growing that rapidly. It's only going to grow tenths of an inch. So Jamal made a line graph to show the weekly growth of a flower he planted from a seed. How much did the flower grow by week 1? Well, by week 1, and again, it's right in between here, right in the middle of 1.0 and 1.2. So obviously that would be 1.1 inches. Notice I knew it was inches because it says inches right there. How much did the flower grow between week 3 and week 4? Well, week 3 is here, and week 4 is right there. So really it's going from here to here. How much did it grow? Well, obviously we're at about 1.9 and then 2.1, which means it grew how much? Well, 1/10, 2/10, 0.2, 2/10, and then of an inch. So of inches, 2/10 inches. The flower reached its maximum height on week 4. What is the tallest this flower will grow? Well, we already labeled that, 2 and 1/10 inches. Between which 2 weeks did the flower grow the most? Remember, this is where we talked about looking at the steepness of our line. When did it grow the most? When did our line have the greatest amount of slant to it? Okay, not very much growth there. Rapid growth if we have a steep line like that. So looking at our chart, you can see that the steepest part is from here to here, which means from week 2 to week 3. But let's figure that out mathematically. Each one of these are a tenth, so 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. So it grew a half an inch inches between weeks 2 and 3. Okay, looking here, we only grew, and I'll change colors to light blue. 1, 2, 3/10 of an inch. Here we grew 2/10 of an inch. So yeah, the greatest growth would be right in through here. That's our greatest section of growth. Very good. The bottom, this table now is where you need to create something. And we're going to ask to make a bar graph showing this information. Remember to give your graph a title and a scale. Okay. So first off, an appropriate title. It looks like the table shows the amount of rainfall this month from 4 different cities. We have Chester, Creekside, Merton, and Warner. Our data is all right here for us. So an appropriate title. Think of something that would be appropriate. Put that right there for your title. Remember, it's showing rainfall this month. That would be something to include, but you can go ahead and give it your own title. So put your title there. Alrighty. Then, what are each of these 4 things? Well, each of these 4 are cities, so we want to make sure we label that. On our y-axis, though, we need to label that as well. And it looks like here our greatest number is 25 hundredths. So I'm going to guess that we're going to want to have an interval, start at 0. We're going to want to have an interval of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's going to get us way too big if we go by ones. So how about half. So 0.51, oh no, we don't even get into the ones, do we? We want to get, oh, I wonder if we go by 5 hundredths. So 0.05, 0.10, 0.15, 0.20, 0.25. That gets us there, and then 0.30 puts us almost to the top. That's an appropriate graph. Cool. And what are those? Those are in centimeters. Okay, so that's centimeters. And then besides being in centimeters, what is that? That is rainfall. Rainfall. I'm going to let you go ahead and finish that graph. We got it labeled and plotted out. I think you'll be able to cruise through that now that you have everything labeled in. On to page 80. Page 80, I'm really going to highlight number 2 here. Number 1 is fairly simple. How many do they count in all? Please show your work. Annie and Marie, though, number 2 is the one I want to highlight here. Maybe we don't put a star over it, not an X circle there. Annie Marie, one name. Annie Marie has $125. She wants to buy a jacket for $94 and some boots for $32. Should she estimate the total with a safe estimate or with an ordinary estimate? We haven't talked much about estimates, and that's why I wanted to highlight number 2. Safe estimates are one where, in this case, we'd want to be, estimate a little bit higher, because that way we have enough money. If I go to the store and I estimate that I have $150, or that my total is going to be $150, and I bring $150, my total is $152. Well, now I can't buy everything I wanted to buy. So sometimes you want to make a safe estimate, which makes sure you have enough money. And an ordinary estimate would just be, how we normally estimate. Now, I'm going to want to make a safe estimate here. The reason is she needs to have enough money to buy all of these things. So when I make my estimate, I look and I see I have 125. That's a good number. It's a nice round number for her boots. And for the jacket at 94, again, I want this to be safe. So I'm going to put $100. That gives me an extra $6 to play with. And then boots at 32. Well, I know I put an extra 6 in my 100, so I'm going to call this 30 right there, knowing that I am going to be safe. I rounded up my 94 to make sure. When I do that, I can very easily go $155 is what she needs. Now, some of you guys say, well, what about tax? What about things like that? Well, if that's the case, then you'll want to go higher so you have a safe estimate to bring enough money. So hopefully that makes sense. Safe means you're going to have enough. You want to make sure you round up so that you have enough, or round down so you have enough. Anytime you buy something, you want a safe estimate. Or when you order something, like you're ordering concert tickets, you want to make sure you have enough tickets for the people. Things like that. Numbers 3 and 4, I'll let you go ahead. Number 3, it says about how many. That means another estimate. You can do a regular estimate on that when it's library books. About how many toothbrushes does the factory make, and all. Again, ordinary estimates are great for that. No worries there. The middle section, 5 through 9. These should be a quick reminder. Just going to kind of highlight them. Remember, hundredths. So 76 hundredths, 0.76. My 7 is in my tenths. My 6 is in my hundredths, so 76 hundredths. 9 tenths, well, 0.9 would be 9. I'm sorry, this is 9 hundredths. So this would, right, 0.9 is 9 tenths, so I need to have a placeholder with 0, 0, and 9 hundredths. So I'll let you continue the other 3 on your own. But I do want to highlight the bottom number here. How many congruent isosceles triangles are inside here? Well, let's count these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there are 8 congruent isosceles triangles inside this regular octagon. I know some of you might have saw this dotted line here, but that's showing our height, and we're going to need that to find our area. How many congruent isosceles triangles are there? There are 8 triangles. Okay, so what is the area of each triangle? Well, if this is regular, as it says it is, a regular octagon, I know that every side is going to be 3 centimeters, okay? Because that's what regular means. All the angles are the same, and all the sides are the same. So in this case, we really only care that all the sides are the same. So area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2. My base is 3. My height is 4. All right. So you can go ahead and figure out the area of each triangle by using that formula. You basically just need to solve right now. And then the area of the octagon, well, there's how many triangles in there. I think you'll be able to figure that out once you know the area, and once you know that the area of each one needs to be added up together to get the total area for each of those to give me the total area. Very good. Alrighty, when you finish pages 79 and 80 on your own, you can go to the Khan Academy. Again, work on anything that is recommended first. Once you get the recommendations completed, you can certainly work on whatever you choose to work on. If you are in the morning class, I am here to help you at the Khan Academy and this sheet. In the afternoon, Mrs. Gardner is more than happy to help with any Khan Academy work that you have. Remember, you will want notebook scratch paper. Thank you and have a great math day.